In the previous two videos, you learned how to use Hue to load files into HDFS. In this video, you'll learn how you can also load files into HDFS from the command line. Recall from earlier in this course some of the reasons why you might want to use the command line instead of Hue. Entering commands is a more systematic way of accomplishing a task. If you can perform a task on the command line, that means that you can also script it, automate it, schedule it, and more. And by saving your commands in a file, you can effectively document the steps you performed and make a task reproducible. In the first week of this course, you learned that to interact with HDFS on the command line, you use the command HDFS DFS, followed by various commands and options and arguments. These are called HDFS shell commands, or Hadoop file system shell commands. You learned how to use a few of these commands to browse files in HDFS. There's ls to list the contents of a directory in HDFS, cat to print the contents of a file to the screen, and get to download a file from HDFS to your local file system. However, we did not yet introduce the commands to load files into HDFS or to manage files in HDFS. I'll demonstrate those now. Recall that in the first video in this lesson, I used Hue to add a data file named ancient_games.csv to the storage directory for the games table in the fun database. Let's use an HDFS shell command to list the contents of that table's storage directory. I'll enter the command HDFS DFS-ls followed by the path to the storage directory for the games table in the fun database. That directory is in the usual place under the Hive warehouse directory, so the path is /user/hive/warehouse/fun.db/games. From the result, you can see that the file ancient_games.csv is still there, and so is the file games.csv that was originally there. I want to demonstrate how to load the file ancient_games.csv there again, this time using an HDFS shell command. But I can't do that if there's already a copy there. So I'll first run a command to delete this file. The delete command is HDFS-DFS-rm for remove, followed by the path to the file to delete. In this case, that's /user/hive/warehouse/fun.db/games/ancient_games.csv. After I press enter, HDFS deletes that file. Just to check this, I'll press the up arrow key twice and press enter to run the ls command again, and the listing shows that the file is no longer there. So now I can run a command to load this file here again. There's actually a copy of this file ancient_games.csv already in HDFS in a different directory. So I'll first show you how you can copy a file from one directory to another in HDFS. The command to do this is HDFS-DFS-cp for copy. You first specify the source path, then the destination path. I know there's a copy of this file in /old/games. So for the source, I'll specify /old/games/ancient_games.csv. And for the destination, I'll specify the directory /user/hive/warehouse/fun.db/games. The directory path is sufficient. There's no need to specify the destination file name unless you want it to be different than the source file name. After I press enter, HDFS copies this file from the source to the destination. I'll run the ls command again to see it. If you want to move the file instead of copying it, you can use mv instead of cp. When you run an mv command, the file will no longer exist in the source directory after the command is executed. These three HDFS shell commands, rm, cp, and mv, are named after the analogous Linux shell commands. And like their Linux analogs, these commands support wildcard characters in paths, which enables them to operate on multiple files at once. For example, I can delete all the files in the storage directory for the games table by running an hdfs dfs-rm command with /*, that's an asterisk, after the directory path. Now all the files in that directory are deleted. I'll run an ls command again to see this. The last command I'll describe in this video is the put command, which uploads files from your local file system to HDFS. The syntax is HDFS dfs-put, then the source path and the destination path. You can use wildcard characters in the source path with this command too. For example, I know that in the folder /home/training/materials/analyst/data, there are copies of both of the files containing games data, games.csv and ancient_games.csv. So I'll use the file name stargames.csv. In this case, the star, the asterisk, represents 0 or more of any character. So this will match both of those file names. For the destination path, I'll specify the storage directory for the games table. When I run this command, both of these files are uploaded to HDFS. Once again, I'll run an ls command, and you can see them both in the listing. And remember that anytime you change the files in a table's storage directory, you should refresh Impala's metadata cache. I'll do that now in Hue. In the Impala query editor, I'll run the command refresh games. Then I can run queries on the games table. So to review, in this video, you learned about 4 HDFS shell commands that you can use to manage files. rm to delete files in HDFS, put to upload files from your local file system to HDFS, cp to copy files from one directory to another within HDFS, and mv to move files from one directory to another within HDFS. With these commands, plus knowledge of which HDFS directories contain the data files for which tables, you'll be able to manage the data in Hive and Impala tables from the command line.